a manager, and I live a violent-free life, okay? I could walk away from anything. But that's because I had somebody who had the experience teach me what I needed to know to be able to walk away versus a scripted book that has no meaning. The other part about this is there's some so-called experts out there who think this is a therapeutic piece. This is not therapy. This is education. Education to rehabilitate the parts of us that are unpopular in society and get us in trouble. Now, not only do we focus on domestic violence, but we try to help that man eliminate violence as a whole. It's one thing that you don't go home and beat up your wife anymore, or girlfriend, whatever the situation. And it's another thing when you can walk away from stupidity that takes you out of society. It leaves your kids fatherless because now you're sitting in a prison in Fox Lake. We want that man to eliminate all violence from his life, and it starts with issues around unresolved trauma and issues around belief systems that was instilled in these men as young boys.
Lastly, can you just tell me how someone can find access to this?
Well, here's my number. This comes directly to me, but it's 414-828-5190.
Well, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Well, thank you for having us.
And this has been your Community Spotlight with the Community Advocates Nevermore Batterers Prevention Program right here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Associated Bank. Your money works here. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee. Locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number if you've got anything you want to say. Today is what I affectionately call Hump Day. If you can make it through Wednesday, you'll make it to the weekend. There have been some pretty strange things going on in the city of Milwaukee. Summer's coming, and I think it's important that everybody make sure that you watch out for what's going on in the city this summer. But there's some subtle things that are going on that I think you need to be aware of. And so it's important that we always remember that just because something sounds good doesn't necessarily mean it is good. That just because we hear something and go, oh, that makes sense. Well, not really. And so, as usual, I've been going through all of the news that's going on in the city. And I've been reading through all the wonderful things. And I found this article, and it was in the middle of nowhere. And when I read it, it almost didn't make sense. It was subtle, kind of buried. I mean, it was buried, but it wasn't. You know, it kind of took me back to when I was growing up. And for some of you all who weren't alive at the time, well, for a significant number of years in my life, you weren't alive. There's some things that you know we used to do and sit around and. Remember when we used to bring the TV outside so we could watch TV on the porch? You all ever do that? The radio? Nothing? Wow. Well, there was a time in neighborhoods where we used to actually sit out on the porch and watch stuff, watch people. And you used to call it the neighborhood watch. You always had that lady in your neighborhood, that man in your neighborhood that knew every single thing that was going on. Everybody that came up the street, down the street, in the street, out the street, every time. They always knew what was going on. Because your neighborhood watch actually sat on the porch. Well, now your neighborhood watch hangs over your garage in 4K resolution. Here's a recent story from CBS 58 Milwaukee. The Milwaukee Police Department is encouraging residents to register their home security cameras with police so investigators know where cameras are located when crimes happen nearby. And in some cases, residents can even integrate those cameras directly with law enforcement for real-time access. Now, let me say this before y'all start going on social media, screaming and hollering and all that. There are benefits to this. Like actual real crimes are being solved. People are getting justice. Victims are getting justice. Like actual dangerous people are being identified because somebody's Ring camera or somebody's garage camera, somebody's corner store camera. Something captured what happened. The article on CBS58.com points out that recent suspects in a violent crime and a sexual assault investigation that you saw the picture of, I talked about it on my Top 5 at 5 in Sherman Park, were identified after surveillance footage was released publicly. And of course, if you live in Milwaukee right now, it's getting warm. And we got neighborhoods dealing with reckless driving and carjacking and burglaries and shootings and sexual assaults and armed robberies. And so I understand why residents say use every tool available. Because when bullets fly down your block, or like the other day when a 2-year-old gets shot, stray gunfire, grandmother gets robbed, elderly couple gets robbed and sexually assaulted, or somebody steals your Kia for the third time. Now all of a sudden you're interested in cameras. So I want to have an honest conversation, not a paranoid conversation, not an anti-police conversation, not a blind pro-police conversation, but an honest conversation about the pros and the cons of you registering your private security camera with the Milwaukee Police Department. Because safety does matter, but then so does privacy. And America has a long history of expanding surveillance in the name of being safe. Then, oops, we forgot to ask where the line is. Ask anybody who's been subject of a warrant from a FISA court. That's the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act court that they're able to go into your house without you knowing, get what they want, leave, and then notify you like 3 days later or something. That happened around 9/11, by the way. You know, all the stuff they started that they were supposed to be short-term and never got rid of and created Homeland Security and, all that stuff. Now watch this. The first level of the program sounds reasonable. Police simply want to know who has a camera That way, if a crime happens, detectives can knock on your door and say, hey, you got any footage? You capture anything useful? Sounds cooperative. It's community-based. It's voluntary until it's not voluntary. If they don't know, they're going to get a warrant. They're going to come get it anyway. So, what are we doing? Now, honestly, in many situations, that may actually help solve crimes faster, keep innocent people safe, and that's the reason why criminals don't like cameras. Cameras remove ambiguity. That's you. Cameras don't forget. It's always recorded. Cameras don't get nervous on a witness stand. You press play. And cameras have become one of the biggest crime-solving tools in modern police. But let's be honest, like me, some people scream about privacy. However, some of those same people will gladly post their entire life online tomorrow. What they eat, what they drink, who they're with, where they travel. Because your phone tracks you, your car tracks you, your smart TV tracks you, your apps track you, your grocery store loyalty card tracks you. And half the country, if I dare say, those are the ones that have phones, voluntarily gives a location to social media for free. And then they sell it. But some people argue, if corporations already knew everything about us, why not help the police catch a violent criminal, right? You gave it to everybody else. That's a legitimate argument. But there's a difference between helping an investigator after a crime and building a culture where people watching you and surveillance becomes normalized. The CBS58.com article mentions another option. And this is the part that kind of threw me. Integrating your camera so police can potentially access footage in real time through a connected system. Now, that changes the conversation. Because once surveillance becomes interconnected, questions start to multiply, like who has access, when can they access it, is there oversight, how long is the data stored, can the footage be shared with county, state, and federal agencies? What about facial recognition? You're going to connect that too? What protects innocent citizens from misuse? But more importantly, what happens when the technology outpaces the policy? Because history teaches us something important. Every surveillance system begins with a really good reason. And every single reason is always safe. We need it to stop crime. That's what we're talking about now. We need it for national security. I almost say social security, but we probably need it for that too. We got to protect the children. We got to fight terrorism. And those are sincere. But once the system is built, you ever seen anything that the government ever created get smaller? It expands. That's the American pattern. And black communities especially have reason to ask hard questions about surveillance and policing, because historically surveillance has not always been used equally with us. Milwaukee itself has endured decades of tension, decades of controversy around policing, community trust. Now, this doesn't mean the police are the enemy. They're not. Most officers are really trying to do a hard job under a lot of pressure. But if you're going to be transparent about this, it's going to be necessary precisely because power must always be checked, especially in the city of Milwaukee, government power. That's not anti-police for all y'all crying, for all you cops that are crying and sniveling. It's not anti-police. It's constitutional. I worry about mission creep. Today, for violent crime. Tomorrow, we're going to do traffic enforcement. Then we're going to watch the public gatherings. Then the political and demonstrations. Then we're going to use AI-assisted facial recognition. Then we're going to scan the whole neighborhood. Then we're just going to watch you in real time. You think it's impossible, right? It's 2026. In 2016, people thought carrying a device that records your location, your conversation, your purchases, your photo, your search history, and movements 24-hour a day sounded impossible, but you just signed it over to them. Now you panic when you can't find your phone for 2 minutes. Technology will always move faster than ethics. Always. People will find a way to misuse it. And here's another issue nobody talks about. Who gets watched the most? Black people. Surveillance in America has never been equally distributed. Affluent neighborhoods get what? Police protection. Poor neighborhoods get monitored. And there's a difference. And if we're honest, some communities already feel over-policed, hint, the black community, Milwaukee, while simultaneously underprotected, can't find a police car. That contradiction is why we have distrust. Now, let me flip it, being the contrarian I am. On the other hand, I also know families in Milwaukee that are begging for more tools to stop violence. They don't want theories, they don't want meetings, they don't want focus groups, they don't want slogans, academic debates. They want shootings to be solved. They want carjackers and rapists arrested. They want reckless criminals out of the community. And if cameras help identify somebody firing into a crowd or driving into a crowd or acting reckless, a lot of people in Milwaukee will say, register my camera tomorrow. And I guess I got to say that perspective matters too. Because privacy means little if communities are terrorized by violence every single day. The issue is not simple. But I think this is where, as a friend of mine says, the grown folks in the room need to show up. The real question really isn't why we should have cameras. That debate is over. We got them everywhere. You're literally watching me on a YouTube video on YouTube that will be there into perpetuity. As long as they have NVIDIA chips in those servers that are storing all those, I don't even know what comes after gigabytes, all that data and video, terabytes and all that, until they run out of that, they'll have it. I think the real question is what safeguards exist between public safety, Milwaukee police, and government overreach, the courts. Milwaukee better start having that debate now. Black Milwaukee should have started talking about it yesterday. We need clear policies. We need policies for how you can get a warrant and how you can use it. We need clear oversight. We need data protections. And we need public transparency. Oh, and Truth Nation, actually read what you're agreeing to before you connect a private device to a public system. You know, like your laptop to public Wi-Fi. Convenience is our favorite drug now. We'll click accept terms faster than we'll read a restaurant menu. Think about that. Excuse me, I need some more time. Waiter, waitress, I need to read the menu. Hey, you want to get this free app? You want to check it out? Sure. You just click the box and go. Don't read anything. And then one day people wake up shocked to discover how much access they gave away. Let me say this. I believe Black Milwaukee and the entire Black community, the entire community of Milwaukee needs to help solve crime. I also think Black Milwaukee, the community, all of Milwaukee, should fiercely protect civil liberties. The two of them can coexist together, but only if you stay informed, only if leaders are held accountable, if citizens are treating their privacy like an outdated idea, they got to stop that. Because once privacy disappears completely, you can't get it back. It's just like time. But remember this, the camera might help catch the criminal, but if y'all not careful, eventually, that same camera going to start watching everybody.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 101.7 The Truth.
May is Skilled Trades Month, a time to celebrate the hands-on careers that keep our communities and our economy moving forward. At Junior Achievement, students learn that great careers don't always start behind a desk. With support from Komatsu, students are exploring opportunities in skilled trades, advanced manufacturing, engineering, and technology in Milwaukee's Harbor District. Thank you, Komatsu, for helping inspire the next generation of builders, problem solvers, and innovators. Learn more at ja.org.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family and help out in your community. You've been there for so many others. But when life challenges you, when rising costs, unexpected repairs, medical bills, or simply a rough stretch make it hard to keep up on a limited or low income, you're not alone. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are here for you, working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. If you're struggling with high utility bills, facing a disconnect notice, or dealing with a furnace emergency and your limited or low income isn't enough, support is available. Visit www.heat.help or call 1-800-506-5596 to apply for a hand up.
At UW Credit Union, we have best-in-class technology and peopleology. Like if you lose your card, you can stop by in-branch for a same-day replacement, or you can have a new one instantly issued to the app. So whether you prefer interacting with our snappy online interface or our in-person regular faces, UW Credit Union is always here for every you. And whichever you choose, it's the best of both worlds. Join today at uwcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Don't miss one of Milwaukee's favorite summer traditions, the U-Path Ride for Arts, presented by Miller Lite, returns Sunday, May 31st. Ride a fully closed 20-mile course across the Hone Bridge with incredible lakefront views. Kids 12 and under ride free thanks to the Brewers Community Foundation. All in support of Southeastern Wisconsin Performing Arts. 7 a.m. start, finish at U-Path Fest on Summerfest grounds. Register today at upathride.org. That's upathride.org.
Hi, I'm attorney David Gruber. After an accident, you need a trusted winning team on your side. For more than 30 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped Wisconsin families get the results they deserve. If you've been injured, call our firm today for a free consultation. We're available 24/7. Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Mario said, Dr. Ken, you giving video footage is making you involved in the prosecution. That is correct. Sometimes that's dangerous. Are the police going to provide your family protection? No, because once you go to the prosecution, you are out of the police's hands and into the county prosecutor. Yep. Todd said, hi, Ken, just the Patriot Act. Bad news, no way. Oh, the Patriot Act's going to help you. It's no problem. Now, when you apply the Patriot Act to local video, right, they're going to go to court. Federal court's going to say, turn over the video. You're going to turn over the video. All of a sudden, you're embroiled in this case. And just like Mari said, or is it Mary? I don't want to say your name wrong. Mary. I'll call you Mary. Or I'll call you 414-687. Says, yeah, this just be part of the prosecution. What's this? Oh, that's your subpoena to come to court. You got to tell us how you got the video, and you signed up for it, and you signed up for the police, and they'll know when you did, and they'll get all your information, your name, your address, your phone number, your date of birth, all that. Think about that. That goes into it. And so now you're stuck, and they have all your information, and now the prosecution wants you to testify. And then what? do you have a right to say, hey, you have access to the camera, but I'm not testifying? You just have so can your camera just act as a feeder like they have over the expressway, which is kind of weird when you have the highway and people driving on I-43 and they're speeding and all they got to do is, oh, look, that car, there's a plate, boop, done. Fortunately, the law says an officer has to observe the violation. So, in real time. But think about that. My question to you, would you register? First poll question of the day. If you're in the YouTube chat, I'll hit there in a moment. Would you register your security camera at your house? I'll do it at work. I'm not doing it at home. Absolutely not. Your thoughts, 833-212-1017 is the number. In the YouTube chat, hey, what's up, RN Kawanda? I always called her Kwanda, and her name is Kawanda. Anyway. What's up, Study Hall? How's it going? Willie, I ain't seen you since the last time I saw you. Sincere, Ronnie Ray Real, you still haven't said hello to me. Can you block Ronnie Ray Real for 10 minutes, please? Thank you. Every time you do it, Sincere, I'm going to block you for 10 minutes. Boop. Nah. Nah. Lucretia, what's going on? And then her and Lucretia and Kawanda got into the whole bestie thing. Hi, bestie. Do you all actually know each other? Like, are you in Milwaukee, Lucretia? Because Kawanda is not. Oh, and Kawanda, I need an update every 8 weeks. I need to know how school is going. We're going to ask you every single day. All right? All right. Oh, and I got another question. Should we start a Truth Nation chat? Like on... Let me see the name of it. Because I got a couple of them. Like group me, but let me see. Signal. Yeah, let's do Signal. Or group me or something. Should we do that? Should we? We should start one. I'm just saying. Lucretia said, I miss sitting on the porch in the summertime, block watching. Yeah, you might get shot now, so you don't want to sit outside. But cameras, do you want to hook up your camera so the police can have access? What if you're doing something outside your house and you forget the camera? Because once you hook it up, it's that thing, right? Oh, I got this new camera. It's great. It just kind of goes away and you just forget about it. What if you start doing something and you're not supposed to be doing it? Would you want somebody sitting at the police department in communications watching your video? Oh, look at here. Look. Now, I'm going to ask Zach this. What things do people do in their car when they don't know people are watching? Right? What do people do in their car when people don't know they're watching? Or they don't really care, but they're in their car. Some people eat like a whole meal. I've seen women do makeup, eyelashes, face, lipstick, everything while they're driving a car. Multitasking does not work. I don't care what anybody told you. Your brain cannot, it can do it. Well, actually it can't. It can just go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, but it can't lock on two things at one time. I'll say what the other one is later. People are watching you in public. Can you imagine a camera all the time that police have access to? Your walkway, they know when you come home, they know when you leave. Some drama jump off at your house, they can just go look at the camera. Hey. Yep. Your side chick pull up. Your man with the extra hand pulls up. Hey, what's going on, baby? Your husband be like, who is that? Your husband on a plane in California and you in New York. That's my boo. Your boo? No, my other boo. What do you mean your other boo? Huh? So, we need to be careful if we let a camera have access to our lives. But had those people in Sherman Park, that the elderly couple where the woman got sexually assaulted and that he burglarized the house and assaulted the man, had they not had video, that person would not be in custody right now. (833-212-1017) is the number. When we come back, more on security. You gonna get a police access to your security camera? I'll tell you what I think later. There's a poll. Would you register your security camera with the police department? Just go to youtube.com/@101.7 The Truth, and you can log in and take the poll. And now with 101.7 The Truth traffic, here is Debbie Lazica.
It's slow going in those construction zones. 41 southbound, you'll need extra time from Good Hope Road through Hampton, and northbound from Mayfair Road past Burleigh. 94 is backed up in both directions right around the Stadium interchange. Slowdowns start before 35th Street heading westbound and before 70th heading east. On 43, most delays are heading southbound from Capitol Drive through downtown. Tonight, partly cloudy and still cold overnight temperatures. Could even see some frost, a low of 38 degrees. Thursday, partly cloudy and a chance for showers or storms, high of 56. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Jessica Gatso on 101.7 The Truth.
Hi, I'm Eric Zauner, Marine Corps veteran and board member for the Center for Veterans Issues, calling on the community to tee it up for a great cause. On Monday, June 15th, CVI is hosting its 5th annual golf outing at the River Club in Mequon. This year's event is supporting CVI's Permanent Supportive Housing Program, dedicated to assisting chronically homeless or disabled veterans and their families. Grab your clubs and support our veterans today. Register to golf, sponsor, or donate at cvivet.org/events.
Here's to experiencing it all this summer in Wisconsin. Every deliciously cheesy, rockin', magical, fireworks-filled, festival-loving moment. There's Cheese Curd Fest in Ellsworth, Strawberry Fest in Cedarburg, Festival of the Arts in Stevens Point, and the Renaissance Fair in Bristol. Honor the Earth Powwow in Hayward, Mile of Music in Appleton, Venetian Fest, Bratfest, Summerfest. So many fests for your whole crew. Find them all at TravelWisconsin.com. Sponsored by Travel Wisconsin.
Honest, direct, and always thought-provoking.
Even if the system don't make sense anymore. And that's the part we got to be honest about. Education is not a theory. It's not a title. It's not a category. It's a student, it's a teacher, it's a classroom, and there's learning. Everything, everybody else, including the superintendent herself, are secondary. Assistant superintendents, or whatever the heck you call them, deputy, chief of school, everybody, they are secondary if a child's not learning. The student is the number one thing there. So if we've reached the point where the only way to defend the system is to argue that keeping teachers out of the classroom is essential to education, then we're not just confused. We backwards. And when policy, practice, priorities, and money collide like that, there's only one word for all of this: nonsensical.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris, weekdays from 4 to 6, live on YouTube and broadcasting on 101.7 The Truth.
Many of our most important memories are made at school. But for children like Victoria, the classroom can be a place of fear and isolation. She wore a bandage over her cleft every day, too shy to speak, too afraid to smile. Everything changed after one life-transforming surgery made possible by Smile Train. Today, Victoria's smile lights up her classroom, a symbol of confidence, connection, and new beginnings. Due to stigma, children with untreated clefts often miss out on school entirely. But thanks to Smile Train, students like Victoria are stepping into the classroom, raising their hands, and finding their voice. Smile Train partners with local experts to support with free cleft surgeries and other comprehensive care, empowering children to thrive in school and in life. Let's help every child walk into the classroom with confidence. Visit smiletrain.org/learn.
This sports update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Brewers are back after the second game of the Cardinals series was postponed due to weather. The crew is coming off that first loss in the St. Louis series 6-3 on Monday. The third game will be made up on July 7th later this season. The Milwaukee Bucks are finally introducing their new head coach Taylor Jenkins today at the Milwaukee Art Museum. Ryan Rollins went on Yahoo Sports Daily to speak about the hiring.
I haven't called him, but I have texted him a couple times too. Just, congratulate him for him and his family. It's a good situation that we're coming into, having a new head coach. Don't know all that's going to be switched around by the time, next season comes, but I'm just ready to come in and just make an impact and just continue the growth and, just build a culture and a winning foundation.
Jenkins led the Grizzlies to back-to-back 50-plus win seasons. He had a chance to get another in 2024-25 season, but was fired mid-season with a 44-29 record. I'm Nazir Spencer, and this is the True Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 35 minutes after the hour, 55 degrees from 1 a.m. till 8 a.m. There is a frost advisory. I'm trying to see what the temperatures are. Midnight will be about 43 degrees, 42, 40, drops down to about 35 degrees about 5 a.m. And then at 5:38, they got it shadowed out for some reason. I don't know why. They got it sunrise at about 5:38, and then it starts going up around 8 a.m. So, yeah, the sun will be out around 8, but it'll be partly cloudy all day. So, either way, it's not looking too good. Some of those April showers are not bringing May flowers. Temperature going to start dropping about 7 o'clock and then dip down to midnight. So, 883-212-1017 is the number. Sandra, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Hi, Dr. Ken.
Hey, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Good. Did I say 883? I thought I said 833. 833-212-1017. How's that? Okay. What's up, Sandra?
Oh. I was listening, and you were talking about the cameras. Some time ago, they had mentioned that, here, having cameras, if you wanted to, the homeowners or whoever live in the area, they put up security cameras and they wanted them to be connected to the police department. So I never got one because we got plenty of them around here because the people around here got them. And I live, next to a store, and they have them. And they know, you see everything.
So your house is being surveilled by your neighbor?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All righty then.
He already told me. He called my husband there for something on his property. He told me. I said, uh-oh. I had to tell my husband, I said, what you do that for? You know better than that.
Wow.
But anyhow, the only thing I just don't like about the cameras because I don't like the way the country is going. And the country seems like, to me, is going more into authoritarian nation. And so I think we will have the cameras sooner than we think, but it won't be the way we want them to be. And so after looking at all this stuff that's going down and depletion of the government and jobs being terminated and robots coming out
Sandra,
and all this stuff.
You've been around long enough to know that we've been here before.
No,
you got to know when it's hyperbole and people are talking, oh, my God, it's terrible, it's crushed, this. Because there are a lot of black people that are doing fine.
But we didn't have the technology, what I'm saying. Because
and we got to stop having other people create a narrative for us that is not necessarily true.
But it's true because I worked in the factory.
But you're not working in the factory anymore. You're not going out like
automation took it.
Right.
I started seeing the automation right there in my eyes. I started seeing the offshoring right there with my eyes. I started seeing shirts. We were marching about jobs going to Japan and all that stuff. We were marching about all that stuff, and that's why probably some reason they want to get rid of unions anyways, because we did get together and we did fight for benefits. And so now they found that way to break unions up. So now you don't have that. You don't have a job.
Unions are not broken up. Unions are not broken up.
Some of them are. But
Some
the
of them are,
technology,
yes,
you
you're
got to
right.
get that technology now.
Well, you're never going to change that. You're never going to change technology, ever. It's only going to get...
I'm not saying we're going to change it.
Technology is only going to move
But I'm
forward.
just saying people are going to be locked into authoritarian nation in order to live.
You do understand, we started this authoritarian drama when we started this country 250 years ago. And we've made it that far.
Yeah, they're catching up, though.
We've made it that far.
Because they're looking at what other countries are doing.
Well,
Like China. Okay, what is China doing?
I don't count
What's
China
doing?
as a viable Western civilization that we can actually say, what is China doing? Let's do what China does. China got a lot of people working in them factories. No. China got a lot of people doing and working in those factories because they have to work, and they're working at not slave wage, no wage, and they control their food, their water, everything they see, their internet, their phone, everything. Is that how you really want to live?
The government controls it, right?
Yes, they do.
No, that's not how I want to live. That's why I'm saying I don't want all these cameras, because they already know enough about it. They got a real ID. They got all of that stuff. They know enough about it. Even Edward Snowden told us. He told us that. That's why he left.
Who?
And he didn't come back.
Oh, Eric Snowden? Edward.
His name was Edward Snowden. Yeah, he told about the spy machine.
Well, we signed up for that. We wanted to stop terrorism, right? I said it in my open. We wanted to stop terrorism. We want to save the children. We don't want anybody to die. So we gave away all our rights. Then they created social media, and you gave everything away. You just click the box because you want to be like everybody else. And they sold it in their $5-6 trillion companies selling your information. And you wonder why every time you log on, ads come up about what you were thinking about. Because they are listening to your conversation. When your phone is off.
Dr. Ken.
Think about that.
Not only that, some of the stations have you listen to all of this rhetoric, like Charlie Kirk and all that kind of crazy stuff. And from what I read, the stations and all that stuff, newspapers being bought out by the hedge funds. So now, we're going to have to watch out what they're not going to let us say what we want to say. We won't have that freedom of speech.
You have the internet.
We're going to have.
The internet is reasonably open right now, where you can say what you want to say.
Yeah, right now.
Well,
but it's going to die.
Well, I don't think it's going to die. I think it's going to evolve like everything else. TV evolved. People said you'd never watch streaming. They said you'd never pay to watch TV. They also said you were going to always go to a movie. I don't need to go to a movie. Like, if I ran a movie house, I would be scared. Like, how do you get people to go to a movie and leave the convenience of their home? That's why Netflix is almost $1 trillion company. So, I don't know.
Well, that's you. I mean, I just don't trust them. I mean,
well, you shouldn't.
And so that's where I feel, because I'm reading a lot, I'm learning a lot, and it's not going to be right. It's going to be the spy machine on us, so we need to put the spy machine on them.
And where are you getting your information from?
Oh, I get it all over.
No. See how she avoided that question? You get it from even you had to laugh at that one. You get it from the internet. Bye. See how she just hung up. Bye. See that? Wow. Al, you're on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
Good evening. I don't think I would want my camera hooked up to the police station, because you might do something and then it's going to be used against you. Prime example, you might have a burglar coming to your house, and he might be walking away, and you might play devil advocate and say, hey, oh my God, help me. And then when the burglar comes to you, you might jump on him, but you already locked the fence. So now the police see you called the burglar back and you went all upside his head and beat him all through your yard. Now you in handcuffs. So
then just don't do anything wrong.
No.
I mean, huh?
Well, yeah, to a degree. Because there's been times when burglars came and you flipped the script and you got to lock the door and lock the fence and said, told the burglar, hey, let me talk to you. Then you going all upside his head because he on your property.
Do you know anybody that's done that?
I sure do.
No.
I sure do. They play devil's advocate. Take what they use against you and use against them. But also, we wouldn't have to deal with that if people would clean up their neighborhoods, if they lose the defeated mentality.
But I'm using a camera to clean up the neighborhood. I'm using a camera to identify criminals, to keep children safe, to keep the elderly safe.
That's true, too, but let me download it and give it to you. Because, I might be walking from my garage with my double-barrel shotgun.
But here's the thing,
I might not want to.
If I know that you got the video, I'm going to just go to court, get a subpoena from the judge, come to your house, and come in and take it.
Yeah, but then I just have to erase the part of the video that I don't want you to see.
You're not going to be able to do that because they can get it and go directly to the company that you have.
Well, yeah, that's true.
And get it.
That's true, too, but I still can fight it.
You really
can't.
Think
it's better.
Al, you really can't.
Huh?
You can't. That's like me. That's like you driving a car and you take your car and you park it somewhere. I can go get a subpoena to search your car and then go to your car and search your car. And there's nothing you can do. Nothing.
That's true. That's true, but you too. But I'm just saying, you don't want to give away all your freedom. Prime example.
You've already given it away.
Well, prime example, somebody tried to steal my car. I had a bunch of nails stuck up under my dashboard that I did on purpose. And them 10-inch rougher nails went through their hand because that's how I think.
And then
so you don't want to.
And then you can be held liable for that. You can get sued and lose everything. That's like that. Yes, you can. That's the same as in a drive through a suburb. Look at all the mailboxes. The mailboxes are all wooden posts. They're wooden posts because if you drive a car and hit somebody's mailbox, even accidentally, and you end up killing yourself because the pole was metal and it didn't move, the family can sue you. So you have to make sure. That's why you have homeowners insurance.
I understand that, but if you're doing something you had no business,
it doesn't matter.
You bring that on yourself.
It doesn't matter how you morally feel. Legally and civilly, somebody's paying.
Well, then I hope them people don't hit them boulders in front of that neighbor's house, because if they hit that boulder and they fly through that windshield, they'll be talking to Superman. That was 5 minutes on a decision that they took, because it will change your life, right?
That is true.
All right. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Truth Nation is the best fan base in the country.
This is my first time calling in, but I listen to you all the time, and I appreciate you and Elizabeth Brown and everything you stand for and everything that you do. So I want to say thank you so much for being you.
We want you to tap into the talk and text line every show, every day at 833-212-1017.
Hey, man, this station is on fire the last couple days.
Milwaukee Black Talk, 1017 The Truth.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family and help out in your community. You've been there for so many others. But when life challenges you, when rising costs, unexpected repairs, medical bills, or simply a rough stretch make it hard to keep up on a limited or low income, you're not alone. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are here for you, working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. If you're struggling with high utility bills, facing a disconnect notice, or dealing with a furnace emergency and your limited or low income isn't enough, support is available. Visit www.heat.help or call 1-800-506-5596 to apply for a hand up.
Walk in for a suit, walk out with two. It's buy one, get one half off throughout May at Nicobani's. Suits, blazers, hats, jeans, and more. Everything you need from a hands-on team that styles you from head to toe. Find a suit, add shoes for half the price. Land a perfect two-piece set, now add a vest for 50% less. Prom, graduation, galas, whatever's on your calendar, now's the time to stop in to Nicobani's. Second floor at Mayfair Mall across from AMC. Buy one, get one half off throughout May at Nicobani's. Some exclusions may apply. See store for details.
Don't miss one of Milwaukee's favorite summer traditions, the U-Path Ride for Arts, presented by Miller Lite, returns Sunday, May 31st. Ride a fully closed 20-mile course across the Hone Bridge with incredible lakefront views. Kids 12 and under ride free thanks to the Brewers Community Foundation. All in support of Southeastern Wisconsin Performing Arts. 7 a.m. start, finish at UPath Fest on Summerfest grounds. Register today at upathride.org. That's UPAFRIDE.org.
Sweet Talks Medical Spa in Menominee Falls. Skip the sterile clinical office feel. Sweet Talk stays on the cutting edge of beauty and wellness innovations in a vibrant, playful space, promoting self-love and confidence. Sweet Talk specializes in a range of treatments, including injectables, medical-grade skincare, weight loss, hormone therapies, and more. Not sure where to start? Sweet Talks offers comprehensive wellness consultations to create a customized plan centered around you. Because at Sweet Talks, your goals are their goals. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. We've been talking about hooking up your security camera to the police. And so we got a poll in the YouTube chat. You can go to youtube.com/@101.7 The Truth and vote. Would you register your camera? Would you register your camera? I don't know. Weird. That's weird. Let me not say anything because, every time I do stuff like that, he plays, "This is a boomer moment." And then I got to, have issues with Zach because you know how he be treating me. So the poll is, would you register your security camera with the police? And 21% said yes. 79% said no. I would love to break that down by age. And I'll bet it'll be revealing that older people and very younger people would say yes. Because older people won't know criminals in the community. Younger people don't know better. So, yeah, that would do. Let me hit the talking text line. Kawanda said, yes, I submitted my first assignment yesterday. That's due tomorrow before midnight. I'll send my progress report as well for feedback. Yes, you will. We got to check on y'all. Lucretia said, yes, she do live here. Okay. SC said, no plans to register my Ring doorbell camera. So you got Ring, huh? I can find you. Brand names, vanity plates, stuff like that. Don't do that. Reginald says, some people have an index finger jammed up to the knuckle of their nostrils when they're driving. That's exactly what I was going to say. You just made SC sick. But I've seen people digging in their nose like there's no tomorrow. I'm like, dude, there's not enough room in your nose. But you know who I see? Women. I've noticed that women drive so recklessly in Milwaukee. I mean, it's usually when I see a car speeding to a light, then the light turn and they go through, and I get up next to them, it's a woman. And I know that's anecdotal and I'm bashing women. I'm not bashing women. I'm bashing those women that are driving like lunatics. That's what I'm doing. 833-212-1017 is the number. I'm just going through the YouTube chat. Babar said he don't have them. And no security cameras. Hey, Babar, you got a phone? Yes, you got a security camera. Oh, my goodness. Who was that? Wait a minute. Where was it? Somebody mentioning me eating a Kit Kat. Really? Anyway. Babar said, yep, I was talking about true and false to a buddy of mine yesterday, and I get online, and there's an ad for it. Unbelievable. Hey, it is what it is. But that's just where we live. That's just where we live. SC, what do you mean, Dr. Ken? What? But think about it. Hey, what's up, Camille? But think about it. We want to stop all the nonsense from going on. We want to live in a utopian society where everything's great. Everybody treats everybody with respect. Everybody says, yeah. I got younger people that will walk through a door and you hold a door for them and they don't even say thank you. I got people that don't know the etiquette of moving to the right when you walk into somebody because they have to go where they're going. It's rude, but they don't care. It's their way or no way. And I got a problem with that. I really do. I got a problem with that. Todd said, you are a patient man. Well, I try, but I'm like everybody else. I got to subdue my passion, too, because sometimes I get a little, as they say, out of pocket. Out of pocket. Reginald's like, next topic, hint, hint. Oh, you tired of me talking about it, Reginald? Well, I'm going to keep talking about it in the 5 o'clock hour then. Wait a minute. Somebody just posted something. It's called brain rot. Wow. As he said, it's not always women drivers. In my instance, yes, it is. In my instance. We just tell people to, wake up 5 minutes earlier, leave 5 minutes earlier, and that way you don't have to speed. I'm just saying. So in the 5 o'clock hour, we got the top 5 at 5 coming up. I want to talk about the Capitol Drive Library. They're closing it. They're closing it. They are closing it. I also want to talk to you about an issue I had because, I finally found somebody to cut my grass. They cut the front of my grass and they charged me a price. I want to have them do the back, but it'll probably double the price. I don't want to pay that much money to get my grass cut. If I pay that much money to get my grass cut, my grass is getting cut every 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? I already get the dandelion treatment. All that. So do you get cheaper as you get older? And so I started looking, and we're gonna talk about grass and when you have to actually cut it so you don't get in trouble and get hollered at. I want to talk about the workplace and some things that I've seen people do at work. And then I want to talk about my favorite subject. Wait a minute, it's the galaxy or the universe? Anyway, I'm going to talk about one of those. And then, of course, as always, I'm going to get to the YouTube chat. Always remember, you can text us at 833-212-1017. It's the talk and text line. Or you can go to www.youtube.com/@ That's the ampersand. No, it's not. It's the @ sign. 101.7thetruth.com. Top 5 at 5 up next.
Milwaukee business owners, this is your moment. Every Friday at 8 a.m., call in to 101.7 The Truth for What the Business Is. Tell us what your business is, where you're located, and one thing you've learned along the way. What the Business is powered by We Energies, delivering the energy that powers local business. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth.
This is 101.7 The Truth's Kyle Wallace, and the time is now, Milwaukee. Truth to Power is your platform, and on my show, our community always has a voice. There is no topic that is off limits, and I always give you my authentic opinions on how I feel because keeping it real is the only way I know how to get down. Listen to Truth to Power with me, Kyle Wallace, every day from noon to 1 p.m. on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube at 101.7 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
When I was diagnosed with Hodgkin lymphoma, I had so many questions. I didn't even know that it was cancer. Now I do. It is cancer. Blood cancer. It's actually one of more than 100 different types, and they're all treated differently. Now, unlike some other forms of cancer, usually there's no tumor. You can't screen for it to prevent it, and the symptoms can look like other things, so it could be hard to diagnose. I had a fever for weeks. I was so tired all the time, I didn't feel like eating or doing anything else for that matter. And I know that this can feel scary. But if you know what to look out for, you'll know what to tell your doctor. And you'll feel more empowered to take the next steps. Like getting in touch with the people who know the ins and outs and can help with everything blood cancer related. Blood Cancer United. They work one-on-one with each person who reaches out to answer questions and offer resources. Blood Cancer United was there for me, and they can be there for you.
Go to bloodcancerunited.org to learn more.
I take care of the kids, and I take care of my dad. I take care of things at work. The groceries, the cleanups, the meltdowns, the doctor's visits, the family events, mealtimes, bedtimes. I take care of all the things everyone else needs. But I haven't made time to take care of what I need.
Family caregivers are often overloaded. It can feel overwhelming and exhausting. It's no surprise that millions of caregivers experience symptoms of anxiety and depression every year. But help is available, because there may only be one you, but you don't have to do it alone. Head to mentalhealthcareworks.org. That's mentalhealthcareworks.org to learn how to get the support you deserve, because mental health care works when you make the call. If you're experiencing a mental health crisis or thoughts of suicide, dial 988, a message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
You are listening to the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations. 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what, because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
Dropped it twice. What is this world coming to? That's all. That's Zach's fault. Zach should have. You should have. This is a boomer moment. Is a boomer moment. Yeah. All I did is knock it off with my arm. He blames everything on being a boomer. I would out you, but I'm not. I'm gonna be nice. I'm not going to attack my producer. I'm gonna be nice. I'm going. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number if you want to talk about anything that's going on this afternoon. Before the break, I gave you a little rundown of what we're going to talk about. We got all this stuff going on. By the way, at 3 minutes after the hour, it's 54 degrees. The high today was 56, and the low tonight will be around 35 degrees. And I don't know if you saw on the news today, they celebrated early the Fallen Officers Memorial.
Number 5.
From WISN.com and Mariana LaRoche, Milwaukee area law enforcement agencies held a memorial ceremony today to honor local officers who died in the line of duty, including Milwaukee Police Officer Kendall Corder. Ceremony began at 12:15 today at the Milwaukee County War Memorial Center along Milwaukee's lakefront ahead of the National Police Week in Washington, D.C., which comes on next week. This is the first National Police Week since Corder was shot and killed in the line of duty in June of 2025. His name will be added to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in Washington, D.C.
Number 4.
Ted Turner. And everybody just glazed over like, I don't know who that. Ted Turner is the founder of CNN and a pioneer of literally cable TV news. He's a media maverick, philanthropist. He pioneered 24-hour network news, revolutionized news. He died today, surrounded by his family. He was 87. The Ohio-born Atlanta businessman, nicknamed the Mouth of the South, for his outspoken nature, built a media empire that encompassed cable's first superstation and popular channels for movies and cartoons, plus professional sports teams like the Atlanta Braves. He's an internationally known yachtsman, was a philanthropist who founded United Nations Foundation, an activist who sought the worldwide elimination of nuclear weapons, and a conservationist who became one of the foremost landowners in America. He played a crucial role in reuniting bison to the American West and even created the Captain Planet cartoon to educate kids about the environment. Hey, Zach, you going on vacation anytime soon?
No.
Guess what? If anybody comes back and say they went on vacation, ask them before you say hello to them and greet them, where you been? Because if they say, oh, I got back from a cruise. Yeah.
Number 3.
From StraightArrowNews.com, the fate of the cruise ship MV Hondius, where several passengers and crew members have contracted hantavirus, remains unclear. As of this morning, Spanish officials and the World Health Organization have been working on a plan for the ship carrying about 150 passengers and crew to dock in the Canary Islands for inspection and a full health investigation. But it hit a snag. President of Canary Islands went, hey, dude, yeah, no. Y'all not coming here. You are not coming here. So the ship's been stranded in the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of West Africa for days after Cape Verde officials refused to allow it to dock amid the outbreak. Health officials have identified at least 7 confirmed cases so far, including 3 deaths. Now, what you need to understand is that the hantavirus, there's no cure. They can only treat the symptoms. And it's sort of like COVID. No, it's kind of not. It's only like COVID in a way that there's no cure. And so you can get a shot for it and they can make you feel better, but after that, there's not much they can do. One guy got it. 3 days later, he died. His wife went home, collapsed at the airport, died in the hospital. So how do you get the disease? Like how is there an outbreak? Well, when you go to certain places and those certain places have excursions, hey, let's leave the ship and let's go visit, right? They went somewhere and health officials believe it was exposure through infected rodents, which means if you go anywhere where there's rodent feces, which is pretty much everywhere, you can get it. The World Health Organization, they're warning more cases could emerge. And so you could have it and not know it, and then the next thing you know, a bad end.
Number 2.
This also from WISN.com by way of James Ganley. A healthcare worker was attacked and seriously injured near the Ascension Columbia St. Mary's Hospital on Milwaukee East Side. According to Milwaukee police, the incident happened this past Monday about 4:45 a.m. near North Lake Drive and East North Avenue. The 38-year-old victim was treated for serious but non-fatal injuries. A 36-year-old man was arrested in connection with the incident, and criminal charges will be referred to the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office. And who says people in the suburbs don't steal?
Blake, investigators with the Wisconsin DOJ's Medicaid Fraud Control and Elder Abuse Unit say Debbie Long stole from the state to buy a luxury car, a car wash business, and a Northside custard stand. Wisconsin Department of Justice investigators call it widespread fraud against Wisconsin Medicaid. Court documents filed Tuesday say 44-year-old Debbie Long of Milwaukee submitted fraudulent claims to the State Department of Health Services, saying she needed to be reimbursed for in-home medical care she never provided. Investigators say between March 2017 and August 2022, Long stole almost $2.2 million from Wisconsin Medicaid. They also accuse her of taking out a fraudulent $219,000 low-interest pandemic-era loan, all under the guise of her in-home care business, Pinnacle Home Health. Court documents say Long used the money to buy Kit's Custard at 70th and Capitol in 2020 and helped launder the money that was used to buy a Mercedes-Benz and Milwaukee's Octopus Car Wash. Long no longer owns Kit's, and it's now under different owners. Long and her husband no longer live at their address in Greenfield. She's charged in Milwaukee County Court with 3 counts of fraud and 2 counts of money laundering, but according to online jail logs, isn't in custody in Milwaukee County as of Tuesday night.
So, Emily, a lot of questions here.
Yep, that's what I got too when I heard the story. Silence. Had I done that, y'all would have caught me day 2. The second time I submitted something and it wasn't right, y'all would have been at my door. Hey, Dr. Ken, hey. Can you verify this? We need the names, the social security numbers, the dates of birth. We need to talk to them. We need a recording. We needed video. We needed audio and in person. And we're going to interview them today. And then we'll pay your invoice. This woman averaged about $440,000 a year and then went and got a fraudulent PPP loan for $219,000. $2.2 million. Now watch this. You ready? Was she black? We should put that in the poll. No, don't put it in the poll, but because it'll be 100% no. I hope I'm wrong. No, I don't hope I'm wrong. Black people could never get away with this. Debbie Long, remember that name? Because we want to see how she's charged. She should go to jail. But, they got to find out a way and get a stipulation. Got to get it. This woman bought businesses. She bought cars. She lied. She committed fraud. Did they have wire fraud? No. Figure out a way to do that, too, because she transferred the money to another account. All that. Debbie Long, 44-year-old Milwaukee woman, is accused of defrauding Wisconsin Medicaid of nearly $2.2 million. Investigators of the Wisconsin Department of Justice Medicare Fraud Control and Elder Abuse Unit said Long submitted fraudulent claims to the Department of Health Services. What in God's name, I guess it's Pop-Off Wednesday, what in God's name are you doing at the Wisconsin Department of Health Services that you missed somebody billing you and you didn't verify an audit for 5 years, and then it took you another 4 years to charge her? What were you doing? $2.2 million. Gone. It's not widespread fraud. It's very, very particular. Her name is Debbie Long. She's 44 years old. Had a house in Greenfield. She's not in it. Had a house in Milwaukee. She is not in it. Ain't answering her phone. That woman's in another country, chilling. That does not have extradition with America. Between March 2017 and August 2022, 5 years and some change. Let me see, March, April, May, June, July, August. 5 years, 5 months. Long allegedly stole almost $2.2 million of Wisconsin Medicaid. Investigators also accused her of taking out a fraudulent $219,000 low-interest pandemic-era loan from the Paycheck Protection Program, PPP, under the guise of her in-home care business, Pinnacle Home Health Care, LLC. Court documents state Long used the money to buy Kits Custard. How many times y'all been to Kits on 70th and Capitol? I have. In 2020. And used that to launder the money to purchase a Mercedes-Benz and Milwaukee Octopus Car Wash. She no longer owns Kits Custard, which is now operating under a different ownership. She and her husband are no longer at their addresses in Greenfield or Milwaukee. They rolled. I'm out. She got charged 3 counts of fraud, 2 counts of money laundering. Online jail logs show she ain't in custody. She's due in court in July. Did y'all find her to serve her? She has to be processed first before she can show up for court. The state's attorney general office is prosecuting the case. You should prosecute the people in the office at the state of Wisconsin who don't seem to be doing their job in a timely manner. 5 years and you didn't audit her? Black person doesn't, you jammed them up 2 months in. Excuse me, we need to see all of your paperwork and we need to talk to all of your clients, all of them together at the same time. And if we get one complaint, you're off the list. This woman went 5 years. You know what you could do with 2? Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. But I bet she paid her taxes. Because the IRS needs to start digging into her. And the State Department of Revenue needs to start digging into her. I bet all that stuff was done. Oh, yeah, I got my accounting done, and I got my taxes paid. And if I had like, how many employees did you have? How could one person see that many people to bill you $440,000? And wait a minute, what are y'all paying people? Because I need to start me a home health care business. I'm just saying, I might want to consider starting a home health care business. $440,000 a year. So watch this. If she worked 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, she made $211 an hour. New lawyers don't make $211 an hour. This woman, $211 an hour. Her and her husband are gone. Or they're somewhere negotiating with the state of Wisconsin. All right, she's going to turn herself in. Come on, y'all would have had a raid, sent tax squad to her house, SWAT, MIRT. Y'all would have sent everybody to her house if they were black. And they showed a picture of her house, a little nondescript house. You know, little bungalow, little house, little ranch house sitting there. You know, just, probably one story, nothing big. How'd she do that? Just sitting there minding her own business. Everything's fine. Oh, we're good. Friends probably love her. Family loves her. Neighbors. Oh, she's so nice. She helped so many people. Yeah, she helped herself to $2.2 million. Terrible. Your thoughts, 833-212-1017 is the number on anything in the top 5 at 5. And when we come back, things people shouldn't do at work.
All your favorite interviews and best moments live in one place.
We don't feel the same. And I just told them that if they would just do an interview and let our leaders know, because Tori Lowe, Sherry Hughes, Elizabeth Brown, 101.7 The Truth is Milwaukee's Black Talk.
Download the new 101.7 The Truth app now. Milwaukee Black Talk. 101.7 The Truth.
You're a hard worker. provide for your family, and help out in your community. You've been there for so many others. But when life challenges you, when rising costs, unexpected repairs, medical bills, or simply a rough stretch make it hard to keep up on a limited or low income, you're not alone. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are here for you, working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. If you're struggling with high utility bills, facing a disconnect notice, or dealing with a furnace emergency and your limited or low income isn't enough, support is available. Visit www.heat.help or call 1-800-506-5596 to apply for a hand up.
At UW Credit Union, our home loans have everything you need for your next big step, including up to $750 off closing costs for all home buyers. And first-time buyers can save even more. So if you're ready to trade roomies for more room, or your townhome for an out-of-town home, UW Credit Union will be with you from start to furnished. UW Credit Union. Apply online today. Equal housing lender. Credit may be limited as required by program. Visit uwcu.org for details.
A huge month of Brewers baseball kicks off with the battle against the Yankees Friday, May 8th through Sunday, May 10th. Catch the crew for half off with Wisconsin First Friday game tickets on Friday the 8th. Plus, Mother's Day Sunday is the perfect game to bring the whole family with new kids experiences every Sunday. Plus, the first 10,000 fans over the age of 21 get a Brewers picnic blanket at the Mother's Day game, courtesy of American Family Insurance. Score your tickets at Brewers.com.
After a crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. At Gruber Law Offices, we have the knowledge and experience to make sure you're protected. And we're here to help whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Prizes, exclusive experiences, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting truthcontests.com. That's truthcontests.com.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Feels like these walls are about to break. Crashing the darkness. Who I see in the mirror's not the same. Just getting started.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 20 minutes after the hour. I was going to check the weather. 54 degrees right now in Milwaukee. 833-212-1017 is the number. We were talking about this woman, and somebody on the talking text line said she was black. Millicent said it. So, she black? So where's she at? She probably skipped town. She probably that woman I saw driving fast today at the red light. And was I just said that for Lucretia NSC, because they always be beating me up when I talk about women. And Kawanda. I've been talking about women and saying something negative. That's Kawanda's voice. You be talking about people and talking about yeah. So she's black, right? Why'd it take y'all so long? Like, I'm not changing anything I said because she's black. It's just usually white people get away with it. I guess we really have assimilated into America, right? We commit them white-collar crimes. Money laundering. Okay. Should I feel proud? No. If they're found guilty, they should go to jail. So, Camille said, yes, cameras for me. Really? Already done. Your camera is connected to the police department? They know you got a camera? Ooh. Brave soul. Brave soul. Brave soul. Wow. Quanda said her ex was hers, was on the morning chat confirming her identity, and our very own Crystal went and did her research and confirmed she is black. Well, where did you get the information from? Saying that is not enough. I need to know where you got it from. Like, where'd you confirm it? Not somebody that knows somebody. Is there a picture? Is there social media? Her saying she owns blah, blah, blah home health care? Like, where? That's what I need to know. Then I'll go, okay. Always remember, you need 3 independent sources to verify your source before you can say it's legitimate. Right? If you get a news story and you hear it, I should be able to go to Wisconsin Public Radio. I should be able to go to 620 WTMJ. I should be able to go to ESPN. I should be able to go to any station. I should be able to go to the newspaper, the internet, cable news, TV news. Out of all that media, 3 legitimate news sources should confirm it. Or I should talk to 3 independent people who don't know each other. And if they do, talk to them separately and say, here are the facts I have. Is this true? When you can confirm that, then you can say you did it. But just saying, yeah, X was on, X might be mad at her. I'm mad she married her husband, so I'm mad. Like, we don't know. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying we got to confirm it. That's all. And so she's not in custody, but they have her court case there on CCAP. Okay. To get into CCAP tells you what? The information in CCAP may not be accurate. These are not court records. It's just a place where you can find information. She's on CCAP, but she's not in custody. They might have her listed as a black female. It might be wrong. That's why when you go into CCAP, there's that long thing that says, hey, when you check this, yeah, you're not using this for anything legitimate because it's not verified. Okay? The only reason they were able to report that is that CCAP says she's not in custody. And then what did they do? They called the sheriff's office to verify CCAP. Then they called the Department of Justice to verify. Then you get it. See what I'm saying? Sources. 3 sources. Always remember that when you're trying to do something or come up with a story and people say, did you hear? I'm like, where you get it from? And when they go, well, I heard because my friend told Zach, and then Zach told Ray Ray, and then Ray Ray told Kanisha, and then Kanisha. No, we're not doing that. So before the break, things people should not do at work. Is there anything, Zach, that you believe, like when you see it or when you hear about it, you just go, no, you shouldn't do that when you're at work?
Yeah, there's probably a lot of things.
Can you name one?
No, not really. I mean, just like other than the common sense things.
So watch this. Like what about crying?
No, I don't think there's a problem with that.
Really?
Yeah.
Your generation, y'all cry about everything. I didn't get my lunch break. I was 5 minutes late to get out of here today.
I mean, sometimes you can't control when you cry at work.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
No, you cannot.
Yes, you can. Just go, don't cry. And then you actually cry more. I think crying is probably the only thing that people will pass. Like they won't, well, no, you shouldn't be crying. You shouldn't be. I think that is the one emotion that if you show it at work, nobody's going to question it. They're going to, they should have empathy, but, somebody's crying. Things can tear you up. Outside of that, like telling dirty jokes, probably not. Watch this. Digging in your nose, probably not. Cleaning out your ears, no. But the worst thing I saw, and when we come back from the break, I'll give you the update on the poll. You know what I saw? The worst thing, and this is me, right? Other people have no problem with it. The one thing I cannot stand watching people do? Clip their toenails. I saw somebody wearing sandals at work clipping their toenails. And Babar, what am I admitting that RN Kawanda's right about? What are you talking about? What kind of nonsense are you talking now? Kawanda said they C-capped her. I don't know if she's right. I need more verification. Sorry. C-cap is not a verification for me. That's okay. She got hers, I got mine. I'm not bashing her. I'm not telling her she's wrong. Calm down. Relax. What's up with you, Babar? Is Babar? No, let me stop. 833-212-1017 is the number. Clipping your toenails. Gross. You know why? I have no idea where they go. Like the little pieces go, and then they're gone. Like, what? Your toenails at work? Fingernails either. That is got to be one of the grossest things I have ever seen. 833-212-1017 is the number. YouTube chat at 101.7 The Truth on YouTube. Would you register your security camera? Well, 73% said no. 27% say yes. I got to say, I'm not shocked. I am not shocked. When we come back, I have the quintessential question. Gotta have to come up with the right word. Are we alone? And now with the final traffic check of the day, here is Debbie Lazica.
Backups continue, especially in construction zones this afternoon. On 41, southbound is moving slow from Good Hope Road through Hampton and northbound from Mayfair Road to Capitol. 94 is still seeing delays in both directions right around American Family Field. If you're heading westbound, you'll hit the brakes just before 35th Street. Eastbound, tapping on those brakes right around 70th. On 43, actually seeing some slight improvements. Southbound delays now stretching from about Keefe to downtown. Northbound not looking too bad. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and still cold overnight. Could see some frost, a low of 38 degrees. Thursday, partly cloudy with a chance for showers and storms towards the evening, a high of 56. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Jessica Gatso on 101.7.
You ever see the sign above the highway? The number of people that have been killed on the road? My wife, my son, and my unborn child were killed by a distracted driver. They were more than just a number.
Your phone isn't worth it. Buckle up, phone down. Brought to you by the Wisconsin Department of Transportation.
Don't miss one of Milwaukee's favorite summer traditions, the U-Path Ride for Arts, presented by Miller Lite, returns Sunday, May 31st. Ride a fully closed 20-mile course across the Hone Bridge with incredible lakefront views. Kids 12 and under ride free thanks to the Brewers Community Foundation. All in support of Southeastern Wisconsin Performing Arts. 7 a.m. start, finish at UPath Fest on Summerfest grounds. Register today at upathride.org. That's UPAFRIDE.org.
Tap into the best power hour in radio in Milwaukee.
So altogether, you're looking at $1,780 for your mortgage and for your property taxes in a year. And that's before you have to deal with, obviously, your water bill and electric bill. That's a steep price that people have to pay. And based off those numbers I just ran, to afford a home like that, you got to make $65,000 a year. But the problem is, here in Milwaukee, the median household income is only $54,234. That's out of whack. So again, I am all about affordability. I'm all about people getting homes. But what we have to understand is that until homes are more affordable, you can have a supply and demand problem. But the problem that we have here in the city of Milwaukee is that these prices, when people are listing these houses, they're listing them for prices that people really can't afford. And even if you do get the house and you're paying that, you're living paycheck to paycheck. Home ownership is not about living paycheck to paycheck. Home ownership is about finding something that fits within your budget and building equity for the future.
Catch Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
This sports update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Xavier Spencer. The Brewers are back after the second game of the Cardinals series was postponed due to weather. The crew is coming off that first loss in the St. Louis series 6-3 on Monday. The third game will be made up on July 7th later this season. The Milwaukee Bucks are finally introducing their new head coach Taylor Jenkins today at the Milwaukee Art Museum. Ryan Rollins went on Yahoo Sports Daily to speak about the hiring.
I haven't called him, but I have texted him a couple times too. Just, congratulating him, for him and his family. It's a good situation that we're coming into, having a new head coach. Don't know all that's going to be switched around by the time, next season comes, but I'm just ready to come in and just make an impact and just continue the growth and, just build a culture and a winning foundation.
Jenkins led the Grizzlies to back-to-back 50-plus win seasons. He had a chance to get another in 2024-25 season, but was fired mid-season with a 44-29 record. I'm Xavier Spencer, and this is the True Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Bye, Reginald. See you later. Reginald told us, I'm going to stay in the truck and go eat dinner. Nobody care you eat dinner. You didn't share nothing with us. You didn't buy us nothing, so I might care. Yeah. That's right, Babar. You own something. You are on something. Y'all be tripping on the YouTube chat. Y'all should get on the YouTube chat. Todd said on the talking text line, PPP was generally a joke. It helped some, but it was a license to steal. That lady is one of many, many more. That was not much of an oversight. Yep. But she only stole $219,000 of PPP money. So if you go, and I'm not seeing anywhere on here that shows that she's actually black. It just shows her address on Forest Home. So, and the reason I say that is because there are multiple other places you would have to go. I need a picture with a name and a face and the business, and right, you got to verify all that. And I don't have all that, so I'm not gonna say she's black or white. Odds are, most folks are usually white. I'm just saying. They have her on CCAP with 5 counts: theft, false representation greater than $10,000, felony. Fraud against financial institution, value exceeds $100,000, felony. Wire fraud against a financial institution, felony. Money laundering knowingly receives or requires proceeds over $100,000, felony. And money laundering knowingly conducts unlawful transaction over $100,000, party to a crime. So she's charged with 5 felonies. If she does less than 20 years, I would be shocked. I would be utterly and totally shocked. 833-212-1017 is the number if you want to talk about anything we've been chatting it up about today. Again, going back to the poll, would you register your security cameras? We've been talking about that all day. 73% say no, 27% say absolutely yes. So I have questions, and every time I have a random question, I write it down, and then every day I kind of go through it to see these some of these questions I need to ask people. And one of the questions I want to ask, do you think we're alone in the universe? Like, are we the only? Like, I was at Concordia the other day, right? And so my office, from where I can see, like, there's significant footage where you can see the lake. Like, when you want people to, if you want to not go to school at Concordia, then you don't need to go see it. Because once you go see it, and then you figure out you can stay in the building when it's cold outside, or you can get anywhere in the building, indoors, you're like, That's what I'm talking about. And then on top of that, the lake. Summer morning, you get to work super early, just after sunrise, where the sun in the distance is no more than maybe a fraction above the waterline, and everything's like this beautiful orange, yellowish, right? And I thought, there is absolutely no way we're the only people here. Like, out of all the planets and all of space, which they believe is expanding daily by the minute, it's just weird. How could we be the only ones here? And I'm not trying to be weird or mean. Stop it. Y'all need to quit. But how can we be the only ones in the universe? Is that something you believe? Are humans on Earth the only? And I don't have another phrase to use. People, the only entities occupying the universe. 833-212-1017. I know it's a kind of basic question, but are we? Are we really the only ones here? I can't fathom in my brain. And I know this will sound weird, and I know I'm not trying to be a big religious zealot, but I can't fathom nature over the years creating what I see by happenstance. Oh, it just evolved into it, and it just turned into. And then we're going to make up a theory that says that once it evolved, it stopped. Like, what stopped it? And how did it start? Oh, it just evolved. Well, then where did it come from? Well, it came from this and that and this and that and micro. Well, then who made the atoms and the molecules? I'm a firm believer in intelligent design. I don't toss out science as not an explainer of what goes on in the world and what was created by the world. And some people don't believe in anything, quote unquote, spiritual or Christian or any religion. They just don't care. And I'm okay with that. The problem I have is with people that try to make me look and sound like a fool because I believe something and they don't. I don't feel bad for them. Oh my God, I just feel terrible for you. I'm just not like that. But at some point, it's hard to believe that we used to be apes and then evolved and then stopped. Like, why aren't we still evolving? Or are we going to evolve into how the quote unquote, the little gray men look? We're going to start getting shorter? Gray with no body parts? Like, I don't know. But I cannot believe we're the only people here. There's got to be life out there somewhere. But then how did the life start? Oh, this got with that. Right. But what's the this and the that? Who created the this and the that? Like, to make a human being, you need a sperm and an egg. And we created the sperm and the egg, but who created the first one to make us how we are now? You know what I'm saying? And so I wonder, letting all that go, are we the only ones in the universe? And what was the deal with going around the moon? Like, you went on a joyride? Yeah, we're going to go around the moon. Like, has nobody ever been to the dark side of the moon? Like, did the moon get dark? Or because the moon, when it goes around, it always faces the sun, and therefore when you land there, you're always in the sun? Like, you were there in 1969. Why didn't you just go, hey, Zach, yeah, I'm going to the other side of the moon. I'll be back. And just go. What you doing today? I don't know. I feel like I'm going for a walk. Let me go over there and go. See what's over there. But evidently, they're afraid to land. Why wouldn't you land? Because there's no light. You can't see anything. And if there's not a star there, you got nothing. I mean, pitch, total black. They went the farthest man has ever gone in space. They just went to the other side of the moon. Guess what I did this morning? Yeah, I crossed the street. It came back. Woo! Enlightenment. You're on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing today?
I'm good.
Hey, so I'm with you. I don't believe that we are the only people. Well, the only.
Exactly.
They want to
I don't know what that word is.
Yeah, it's hard to decipher. So I always had a thing in my head like of aliens, right? I mean, it's been going on since the beginning of everybody being born. It's always been talks about aliens. So what helped me kind of put the dots on it is I seen a TV show called V. You should watch it.
I've seen that.
It's on Tubi, and it's like they hide the truth in plain sight. So the alien ships was in plain sight. They was cloaked with clouds and stuff like that. And when they finally wanted to reveal themselves, they looked just like us. So imagine us just walking past each other every day and we don't know who's an alien because their technology is so advanced to where they can manipulate the whole entire world. And, the conversation is real interesting.
But manipulate the world in what way? In a negative way or a positive way? Technology, what?
I feel like it can be both. I feel like it's both sides. It's the good ones, it's the bad ones. It's kind of like the Guardians of the Galaxy, the Star Wars, and all of that. It's always good versus evil, but we don't know which one is which yet.
Okay.
And then it's like all of the trying to go to the moon and see the moon. Like, why do you guys want to get to the moon so bad? Why do y'all not ever try to get to the sun?
Well, they might burn up.
But
they will burn up.
Yeah. That's true.
That's a really good reason.
And I have binoculars. I love looking at the moon. I love looking at the stars. And I feel like it's something up there that they don't want to tell us about. And it's like, okay, so the only proof that y'all have of being on the moon is just these videos and stuff. And y'all want us to believe that y'all actually been there. But when you read the Bible and stuff like that, it's just not aligning because we're supposed to be inside a firmament. And I get that the moon, the stars, and all of that stuff is inside our ozone layer and our atmosphere and stuff, but you're not landing on that moon.
You don't think we went to the moon in 1969?
Nah. I believe they can imitate the moon. They can go underwater and make it appear as if they're jumping in gravity. And when you jump in the air, when you're underwater and you jump in the air, it looks like you can be floating, It's a lot of stuff that they don't tell us. Like, my algorithm just have my head all over the place at times, and it's like, I just question what is real and what's not real.
Okay.
I even tell my kids don't believe they landed on the moon.
Really?
If God wanted us to figure that out, I don't think it would be that far.
But God gave us the technology. He gave us the mindset. He gave us the hope. He gave us the drive, gave us the commitment, and we did it.
Yeah, we did. And, okay, so I got a what if.
Okay.
Do you believe in heaven?
Yes.
So what if heaven is somewhere in them lines of those that cubicle size that the Bible talks about, which is why these folks is always trying to figure out what's on the moon because it's not meant for them to figure it out. And then it's like when you keep trying to go through that firmament, it's not going to budge. It's not going to budge because God didn't intend for that to budge.
So then, how do missiles go up? How do airplanes fly? How do satellites go into space so you can get internet?
Yeah, that part.
Well, but then that kind of messes up your argument.
How so?
You said they can't go through the firmament.
Yeah.
The firmament is the sky, the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
But yet there are satellites in outer space orbiting the Earth.
But do we really know if it's satellites up there, or do we know that because that's what they're telling us?
I think based on the limited scientific knowledge I have, I believe we went to space.
Okay. Well, I really can't wait to see everything playing out. I don't want to meet my maker as soon as possible, but I have so many questions that I want to ask, and I'm just hoping that I get to see everything was just formed, because there's so many lies, and it's contradicting at times.
Well, here's the other thing before I let you go. So since you went there, the Bible says that we know in part and we prophesy in part. So we're not going to know everything. When you see God, you ask all the questions you want. Why is this? Why is that? But then you'll know, because you'll be like him. So now, can your brain actually handle all that? Or do you think it would drive you insane?
Honestly, I feel like I can. Because a lot of things that
you don't even believe we could go to the moon, but you believe in God.
Definitely believe in God. I talk to him all the time, and he reveals things to me. Right. He's my source. But I'm saying that because it's like the things that God tells us, the things that God shows us, they showing us the complete opposite. I would rather believe in God than believe in what they're telling me. So I'm going to go straight to God. I'm going to pray to God, and I'm going to ask for confirmations. I'm going to ask for,
there you go.
Resources.
All right. And maybe
I don't feel like I get it from them.
And maybe your confirmation hasn't come yet. But keep hanging in there and keep listening. I appreciate you, Enlightenment.
I will.
All right.
No problem.
All right. Take care.
Yes.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family and help out in your community. You've been there for so many others. But when life challenges you, when rising costs, unexpected repairs, medical bills, or simply a rough stretch make it hard to keep up on a limited or low income, you're not alone. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are here for you, working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. If you're struggling with high utility bills, facing a disconnect notice, or dealing with a furnace emergency and your limited or low income isn't enough, support is available. Visit www.heat.help or call 1-800-506-5596 to apply for a hand up.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Join March for Babies to improve the health of families. The U.S. is among the most dangerous nations for childbirth. With your help, we can tackle America's maternal and infant health crisis. Join us in Milwaukee on May 16th at 9 a.m. at Greenfield Park in West Dallas for this powerful community event. Connect with families, friends, and coworkers while raising critical funds. Every step counts. Sign up today at marchforbabies.org.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
I just saw breaking news that the Ukraine has sent robots to replace soldiers in the war with Russia. So that's pretty interesting. And also, I guess I got to jump on this Friday. There's a bipartisan bill that representatives introduced to combat anti-Semitism online. Now, I think anti-Semitism is bad, but when y'all gonna do that about racism against black people online? You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Tory Lowe Show's coming up next. He'll be with you for 3 hours, and throughout the night, we'll be revisiting you with the last rebroadcast with Kyle Wallace at 6 a.m. And then the morning show, Sherwin Hughes, Kyle Wallace, Tory Lowe, and in 22 hours, little old me. Have a great evening. God bless. Take care. Zach, appreciate you as always. Deuces, y'all. I'm out.
Be quiet.
Check your head.